Good morning, my friends. Once again, this is Paulette Atencio. And how many times do I look forward to this moment and this time with all of you? Thank you so much for all your wonderful comments, for the views, and subscribing. This is what is going to keep me going. And I really appreciate it. I wish that you were here in person, but we can all pretend. And I had mentioned one time or before that I was going to teach you how to make um, enchiladas norteñas. And so because the sopapillas take the longest, um, today I'm going to start off by showing you how to prepare the sopapillas tradicionales de Nuevo Mexico. Okay? And I wanted, just briefly, I wanted to tell you, I told you the story about how I always wanted a rooster. Well, it was in another video. But anyway, that I decided that at my age, why shouldn't I have a gallo if that's what I wanted? So I went to with my friend, and we went to a chicken farm, and there I explained that I wanted a rooster. And all of a sudden, I saw this beautiful gallo. I mean, he would stand up like, oh my gosh, he looked like Snow White. Every feather was white, and his crest was bright, bright, bright red. And he reminded me of a peacock, the way he carried himself, and he was like a show-off. And I thought, oh, that's a gallo. That's the one that I want. So I told the man, I said, can I please buy that gallo? Oh my gosh, he's beautiful. And it was like if I went over there and I started making a big fuss over him, and right away, cock-a-doodle-doo! It was like if he wanted to welcome me. I said, yes, yes, you're going home with me. And so I paid, and off we came. We brought him in my friend's car, and he was so, so nice. He didn't make any messes. He was just really quiet. He didn't want to jump or fly anywhere. And so we came home, and my friend loaned me a fairly large cage and everything. And so there he was under the tree. I couldn't help it. Every little while, I didn't want to do anything inside the house. I just wanted to be with my gallo. And then one day, I went, and his food had fallen. And so I went to rearrange it, and next thing I knew, he took off. He got out of the cage, and he started prancing and prancing. Oh, he looked just like a peacock. It was like, look at me, I am so beautiful. And he would just prance and prance. And there I would go, come on, gallo, 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 gallo. He wouldn't even pay attention. Next thing I knew, he flew over, and he got on top of the wall. And there he was, walking the entire wall. Then before I could do anything, he jumped down. He was going around and visiting different houses. And then finally I couldn't find him. And I was crying and crying and crying. And finally the neighbors came. And we're kind of short people. And so we couldn't see where the rooster was. And I was so scared that he was going to get a hold of a dog, or a dog was going to get a hold of him. And so anyway, that finally my daughter came, and she looked over all the walls, and they said, there he is. He's exhausted. He was just there under a tree, and he wasn't moving. He wasn't doing anything. I guess he was asleep. I said, gallo, gallo, mi gallo, cuckoo-doodle-doo. And he lifted his head, and he said, cuckoo-doodle-doo. He told me back, hey! And I scared him, and he started, and there he was prancing again. But finally, I have another lady friend from Mexico, and she has a farm. And she had like 24 chickens, but she didn't have a rooster. So they came for him. And from what I hear, that he's really, really happy. He's a macho man over there with all the chickens, and that he's one happy camper. But you will see a picture of him, okay? And for the people that are starting for the first time, I have taught the audience how to make different types of bread. And If you remember, I also explained that with that dough, you can also make a parker roll, or you can make sopapillas. Um, they're very easy. If you have any dough left over, you can freeze it, you can thaw it out, and it'll be ready to go once that you're ready to make them. I'm going to be using the dough that I had taught you how to make before. And you can just get about any size that you want, okay? There is no right or wrong. And what we're going to do is we're just going to roll it out like if we were making tortillas. And just remember, your masa, you don't have to roll it out really thin for the reason that they'll become really crisp and they'll just kind of fall apart. They'll turn like some type of a potato chip or other types of fried dough. And you don't want them to also be really thick for the reason that they will get brown, real pretty brown on the outside, but then they'll be very doughy inside. They will not be prepared, okay? And there again, you can cut it any way that you want to. I'm just gonna make I'm gonna make big, large sopapillas. I'm not gonna make them all dainty. And while this dough is resting, what I have done is what I have done over here, my friends, is that my coals and everything is ready. I came and I placed my pot. I have added some lard and some oil, and I'm going to wait until the oil is ready. And I'm going to show you how you can test your dough to ensure that it is not too cold and it is not too hot. Okay, it's just going to stay there for a little bit, and then we'll start frying the sopapillas. What I'm going to do is I've just got a little piece of dough, and I'm going to drop it into the oil. And if your dough drops to the bottom, that means that the oil is not hot enough, okay? It's just going to sit there. And, okay, so that one is telling us that it needs maybe like 3 more minutes and we're going to be ready to go. Yes. I'm going to take the dough, and I believe that our oil is already hot enough, and we're just going to drop it in there, and we're going to wait. Our first sopapilla is coming out of the oil. You can see how beautiful. It has a very beautiful color. And usually the first one, that's what we call the tester. I'm going to get our second one, and I'm just going to drop it in there. Please be so careful. Don't ever leave your oil unattended or to have little children around it. That could be a total disaster. We wouldn't want anything to happen. Should have seen this morning. I got up, like I told you, I got up so early in the morning. The sky was so beautiful. It was so quiet, so peaceful. You can see, come get closer. I want to show you how the sopapilla is puffing up. Okay, that's telling us that it's a good dough and that the temperature is very nice. It's in the right setting, and that's why it is helping the dough rise. Okay, I believe that we are ready to take out our next sopapilla, and you can, as you can see, got a beautiful color. And here they are, my friends. I just made a few. I just wanted to show you and to do a plate presentation with sopapillas on them. I hope that you will enjoy it. And these sopapillas, we're going to be using them in our next video, where I'm going to be making enchiladas and norteñas. And I know that you're going to enjoy them. Thank you so much.